Kobe and Kyoto, two cities that generally go hand in hand when you're thinking about traveling to Japan. On a trip with my in-laws, we visited both cities, sightseeing in Arima Onsen, visited the English house, and checked out a few different temples as well. Taking a dip in the hot springs is something I enjoyed more and more over the years, and Arima Onsen is definitely a great place to visit if you want to check out the hot springs. Known as one of the oldest hot spring towns, you can easily get to Arima Onsen by bus straight from Osaka. Walking around the windy streets, we made our way to Ginryo-yu, which is a public bathhouse that uses hot spring water. The entrance fee is 700 yen, and since this is a public bathhouse, I didn't bother recording inside because, well, you're not really supposed to. But once inside, there is a small area to take off your shoes as well as to pay the entrance fee. While it is recommended to bring your own towel, you can also buy one at the location as well. Typically, you'll enter a changing room first, and if it's your first time at a public bathhouse or a public hot spring, for that matter, you might get a little bit of culture shock. After the changing room, you'll enter the bath area where you'll take a quick shower, hop in the bath, and enjoy your time. For the men's side, there was also a sauna in the back for you to build up a nice sweat and relieve some stress. Once you're finished, you'll head back to the front seating area where you'll wait for the rest of your party, and you can also grab a drink or some ice cream as well. If you watch anime, you'll usually see them drinking a nice cold glass of milk right after bathing in the hot spring or public bath. And you can figure out why that milk always looks so good in those scenes. Unfortunately for us, all they had was a fruit flavored milk, which wasn't really the best. The vending machine also had Arima cider, which is made from the natural spring water of Arima Onsen. This cider is non-alcoholic and tastes similarly to Remune, the soda that has a marble on the top that you usually have to push down in order to open it. If you are looking for an alcoholic option, however, they do have a vending machine for alcohol, so feel free to pick to your heart's content. After finishing our time at the public bath, we walked around the streets a bit and stumbled upon this small little shop called Arima Arakuri Tamago. The shop sells a handful of pudding flavors, soft serve ice cream, snacks, and coffee. We got the regular pudding and a coffee, which made for a perfect snack after a nice bath. While I didn't get any footage because my wife ran off on her own, I would also recommend checking out Takenaka Nikuten, which is just around the corner and sells a croquette, which is a beef croquette made with Kobe beef and Wagyu. This was an extremely flavorful beef croquette, and taking the first bite, the juices and the scent just bursts out and made us regret not getting more. Finishing our snacks, we walked around the streets for a bit while heading to the train station and hopped on the train to make our way to Kobe. Now that I was getting close to lunchtime, we headed to our reservation spot, Kobe Setsugetsuga Honten, to eat some Kobe beef. This is a teppanyaki style Kobe beef restaurant where they cook the meal in front of you on a large grill. For their lunch sets, they have a few different cuts of steak to choose from, along with 3 different serving sizes. I got the 100-gram Kobe beef tenderloin steak meal, which costs 17,600 yen. For the appetizers, we got some sliced grilled beef on top of some soft tofu, which is a nice, refreshing starter. We also got a salad with cherry tomatoes, lettuce, and cauliflower. Before cooking the main course, the chefs showed us the cuts of Kobe beef we ordered, and the show began. The steaks were cooked first, allowing them some time to cool and cook on the insides while the veggies were cooked right after. The meal comes with some rice, Japanese pickles, and miso soup. Since this is the first time I was trying Kobe beef, I was quite excited. The Kobe beef was soft and tender, and I could see why it's so highly regarded. While Kobe beef is great, I wouldn't recommend flying all the way to Japan and all the way to Kobe just for the Kobe beef, because there's so many other things you can check out in the city as well. Finishing up our lunch, we went to Kobe Kitano Ijenkan, which features Western style homes and buildings that was built when Kobe opened up for foreign trade. Since we arrived a little late, we weren't able to get into the museum, but instead went to the English house where you can dress up as Sherlock Holmes to take some pictures. With plenty of things to see and references to the detective himself, this was a really interesting place to check out in this area. After we finished exploring the English house, we hopped on a bus to go to Kobe Harborland. While we didn't go inside, we did see the Kobe Port Tower from the outside before heading to Kobe Harborland to do some shopping before dinner time. For dinner, we went to Kanidaraku, which usually has a giant crab on the outside of the store, for a crab feast. We started the meal with some raw crab leg sashimi, then had a steamed crab, followed by a grilled crab leg. The main course was a crab leg hot pot, which also came with some shiitake mushrooms, tofu, and cabbage. Finishing the meal was vanilla ice cream with some matcha poured on top. The overall meal was delicious, though our experience was a little bit sour due to the service from one particular staff. The manager at the time did come out to apologize on the staff's behalf after listening to what happened, and we didn't have any problems after that. Kanidaraku is still a nice place to add to your trip if you want to get some crab, though just keep in mind that your experience would differ from mine. Following our day trip to Kobe, we went to Kyoto to check out some temples. This is my third time in Kyoto, and there are still some things that I haven't seen or done before. After walking around the streets for a bit, we went to get lunch at Unagi Hirokawa. According to my brother-in-law, this place was extremely hard to book a reservation for, and you usually have to book a few weeks or months in advance. Here, each person has to order at least one main dish or a course meal. We all got the D course, which lets you try a little bit of everything that they have. For the appetizers, we had koi fish sashimi, and instead of soy sauce, it came with a miso-based dipping sauce. Next, we had some soup with egg and sliced burdock. The soup itself was flavorful, but a bit on the saltier side. Then came the grilled eel liver. Honestly, I was not looking forward to this dish, but my mind completely changed after I took my first bite, and it was probably one of my favorite dishes out of this whole course. This was grilled really well and had some bits of charred pieces that added some more flavor. With the appetizers out of the way, we made room for the main dish. The grilled unagi over rice, which has some clear soup and some pickled vegetables. The unagi was grilled perfectly and had some nice flavor to it. The sauce they used was savory and sweet and was a lot lighter than what I was expecting. This is probably my favorite unagi out of all of the ones that I've had, and I would definitely recommend this place if you are able to get a reservation. Originally, I was planning to get the medium-sized main dish, which only came with the grilled unagi over rice, but I'm extremely glad I got the course instead. Lastly was a dessert, which was kind of like a soft tofu with a refreshing orange puree on top, and it did wonders to refresh our palates after eating a meal with such strong flavors. Once we finished, we walked around the streets for a bit, stumbled upon a Snoopy store, and checked out the bamboo forest. Since we've been to the bamboo forest before, we didn't spend too much time there before heading to our next stop. Kitano Tenmagu Shrine is the first shrine in Japanese history where an actual person was enshrined as a deity. The shrine area was quite large and has a lot to see, and there was also a small performance happening on the day that we went. Leaving the shrine, we walked over to Tofu Cafe Fujino to grab a quick snack. I got some tofu ice cream and some coffee, which was exactly what I needed while it started raining outside. Next up is our last sightseeing spot, Fushimi Inari Shrine. Yes, this place has been talked about by a lot of people, but it's a pretty cool shrine to check out if it's your very first time in Kyoto. This place is known for all the torii gates along the path in the back, and you can also check out a lot of different shops and stalls in the main shrine area. Since my wife and I already walked the path before, we immediately turned around as soon as we saw a swarm of people heading towards the torii gates. So instead of walking under the torii gates, my wife went to the Chiikawa store nearby and I went to grab my favorite street snack, grilled mochi, which came with some red bean paste on top. After finishing our time at the shrine, we went to grab some dinner at Tempura Sushi Seafood Komifuku Kiyamachi branch. Wow, that's a mouthful. The restaurant seems like a great place to visit if you want some sushi and drinks, and has a wide variety of menu items to choose from. We ordered some sashimi, a salad, steaks, tempura, sushi, and a tempura kuchen cake with a rice mousse on top, which was a unique dessert that actually worked out pretty well. Kobe was a really fun place to visit, especially being able to see Arima Onsen and the English House. There's still plenty of things to do outside of just getting Kobe beef in that area. Kyoto, while being a large tourist location, was still a great place to visit. Even if I've been there before, I got to try some amazing unagi, checked out some cool temples that I haven't been to before, and even got to try tofu ice cream. Out of all the places I visited in this video, I would definitely recommend Arima Onsen. While I didn't spend too much time there, it could easily be a half-day trip, walking down the streets, checking out the shops, and eating the snacks along the way. If you like this video, give me a like. I would really appreciate that, and consider subscribing if you want to see more of my content, and I'll see you in the next one.